COVID-19 has been profound, if I was to say in one sentence. We have seen, if I may say so, the country was running primarily because of telecom. With all of us, you, me, everyone locked up in houses, and each one of us fearing to step outside and yet wanting to remain connected and wanting life to go on normally. It could not have happened had the telecom not played up and the telecom services not continued with superb quality. That happened in COVID-19, and all of us came together, the operators, the government, the staff of telecom operators, then the subscribers, plus the applications that ran on telecom. And we gave an experience as never before to our subscribers to make their life as near normal as we possibly could do. The bandwidth requirement because of COVID, it jumped up by 15 to 22% during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Initially, we were caught by a little bit of a surprise, but the industry lived up to it, and a lot of help was received from the government and from applications which were running on our networks. For example, channels which were broadcasting HD were asked to get onto SD so that the bandwidth requirements become lesser. They did that. And hence we could provide connectivity to more subscribers seamlessly and with a better quality. We did not find too many power cuts. If I give you figures, there were only 19 power cuts during this period, as against 100 that we normally have during the same period of time. Our towers were working around the clock. And many times the towers do face a problem of power failures. But this time, to the credit of the local government and the central government, the power was uninterrupted, and we continued streaming telecom services without a break. There was also this issue of KYC, which was plaguing us. Under normal circumstances, KYC is a little bit of a tedious process. But the government stepped in and expanded our base where we could do KYC, and we also were permitted to do eKYC. So everybody got together, the industry, the government, the workers, everybody got together and to ensure that the subscribers got the best experience that possibly could have been done in COVID-19 situation. Is very positive. See, outlook, the sector, like all other sectors, are now in the process of metamorphical change. Life will never come back to the same even post-COVID. The users have tested working from home. They've tested working on virtual spaces. There are positives, there are negatives. The positives will continue to be imbibed for times to come, and negatives will be overcome by physical movement. So therefore, network, the requirements of networks will increase, bandwidth requirements will increase, data requirements will increase. There will be huge amount of applications which will run, OTT applications which will run on telecom networks. Telecom networks, in short, will become more horizontal, more foundational than becoming a vertical industry. You will find that a lot of services will get enabled only by telecom, and the quality of service and the speed of service which a subscriber demands will be met by the telecom networks. Of course, there will be constraints on us. We will have to expand our networks into areas where there are very sparse networks or no networks at all. That involves a lot of investments and a lot of handholding by the government. Government possibly will have to see how this can be enabled seamlessly with uniform policies which get implemented, fiberization, and seeing that tax structures get rationalized and reduced as much as is feasible, especially in rural areas. We would like GST to be rationalized. There are many aspects on GST which require to be rationalized to reduce the burden on the already bleeding telecom sector. So I suppose these are some of the things that will happen. We will also see a crop of entrepreneurs coming up, Indian entrepreneurs coming up, which will ride on telecom. And we will see, increasingly, we will see, you know, whenever there's an entrepreneur who sets up online business, he may have a very good idea, but unless he reaches critical mass, and he cannot become profitable. And then if he doesn't become profitable, slowly that idea will have to be dropped. So we will see aggregation, we will see mergers and acquisitions happening, and we will find that online platforms merging and providing that critical mass where everybody benefits, the consumer and the provider, running on top of telecom. We will also see a discerning population which is now getting confused by the number of offerings that are being made on online. They're not sure of the rankings, they're not sure of the quality of the stuff they're going to get, they're not sure of the service they're going to get. So a new crop of analytical industry will come up, which will ride on online, and which will provide service to consumers in helping them make decisions which are beneficial to them. This, in short, is what I see coming. We have to concentrate on rolling out our networks. We have to insist on fiberization, so that adequate amount of bandwidths are provided so that it can meet the demand which will be imposed on us by the marketplace. We will have to see that we get into rural areas, and we will have to see that we give an optimum experience to our consumers. We will also have to enable a number of applications, a number of industries, number of sectors by telecom services. Going forward, we will also have to keep in mind that we are now entering the 5G space also. So we'll have to dovetail that with existing 4G, 3G, and see that we reach the requisite pockets in the time frame that it is required, and with the price that is acceptable to the consumer and viable for the industry. Yes. In the telecom industry, we will, like I told you, that many people will go online for various experiences that they were getting otherwise in brick and mortar situation. They would like those experiences to be enhanced substantially and brought to them at a lower cost. So therefore, technologies like artificial intelligence, like AR, like VR, blockchain, those are the things we see riding on even existing networks, which means even riding on 4G. But going a little further into future, we will see that there will be an increased requirement of fiberization, connecting towers by fibers, which will have a requirement of state governments following central government's directives and easing the layout of fiber in cities and in urban areas as well as rural areas, so that the bandwidth problems don't come and we are able to provide seamless connectivity to people. We will also have to roll out more networks, which would mean that more towers will come up, more areas will get covered, with the attendant risk of misinformation to the public about the dangers of EMF radiation, which are non-existent, but there will be these dangers which will be perceived by some sections and misfed to the public. So we have to guard against that. We have to do a information campaign on that. We have to see how we can enable various applications which run on our networks. And moving forward, we have to see that with this development, how we can bring in 5G seamlessly into the country, especially in the areas where the requirement is immediate, and then work and see that the requisite amount of use cases come up. so that it becomes viable for private industry to invest in this technology and then give the best to the consumer. The 5G is going to be a game changer because it will really make telecom into an enabler industry which is flat in the sense that it is foundational, and on this foundation will rise various sectors. You name a sector, it will be there. 5G will enable it. 5G, you know, is going to be not only human to human, it is going to be connecting Internet of Things, it's going to be machine learning, it's going to be machine to machine, various things of that nature. So therefore, large number of applications which today are localized will become national and will be available over the cloud over 5G. We also have to see that localized segments of 5G provide the necessary spread and capacity. The 5G that we require in rural area may require spread, may not require so much of capacity, but in urban areas it may require both capacity as well as spread. In industries it will require capacity, and spread will not be of too much of concern. So that way it will be a differentiated network which we'll have to learn. From the government's point of view, we will have to impress upon the government to look at this new aspect which is coming up from a totally different viewpoint. So far, telecom has been a vertical industry. It continues to be a vertical industry. But going forward, as it becomes foundational, they will have to see that the foundation is strong, and the foundation can only be strong if all the players concerned, which means policymakers, regulators, industry, and so on and so forth, get together and see that this foundation remains strong and serves a cause for years to come. Once the foundation is strong and once buildings are built on it and applications are built on it, then of course we can start monetizing it. But till then, let's see if it can be rolled out for common good with that intention, and not with only intention of what we were doing for a vertical industry.